key is energy, the positive, the enthusiasm, the focus, the passion. If your voice is not really showing the energy and enthusiasm, you won't accomplish much. You won't. And when you get somebody on the you got to be prepared. Nobody's business to give them the best of the best in those 4 seconds or 7 or 10 seconds so that it intrigues them.
Hi, friends. This is Vinny Chopra from here in Danville, California. And you might be saying, hey, Vinny, what are these over here? I wrote this book a few years back, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. It became top seller. I came from India with $7 in my pocket. It says 500 million. It's going to be 1 billion very soon. I'm right at about 850, 900 million. And then I'm ready for the next billion. Actually, you will see that happening. 2 billion in this book also. The other book I wrote, which has been a very big positivity, has been my life. Always, I've been married 43 years with 2 children. And the beauty is to be positive, the mindset that can take you to all the places in the world. And that's the book that also became big seller. My third book, Senior Assisted Living, is coming. So do yourself a favor. Go ahead and click the link below to get free copies, audio copies of these books, even printed copies of these books. Printed means digital if you can't afford it. But I would highly recommend for you to get these or go to Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon. I got it in soft cover, in hardcover, in Kindle, in audio, also the Spanish version of this book also. So let's crush it, guys. I know you can be successful. I know you can do the kind of things that you want to do in life and have the streams of income and know how to really educate yourself so that you could become a strong force in this world in real estate. I know you can. So take that step. Don't just be on the sideline. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your education.
Welcome back, Alchemists. This is Abundance Thursdays with myself, Gualter and Amarello, and the great Vinny Smile Chopra. Vinny, where are you calling from today, brother?
Oh, I'm right there in my backyard, Gualter. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. What a beautiful day. Sunshine and everything. So I'm just sitting right here in the backyard, standing actually, and walking so that the internet is better here. And also I'm a little bit in the shade. It's better picture-wise.
I like it. So every week we do one of these principles and we review and we talk to you about where the future is of real estate investing. So this is actually going to be more focused on business. So the principle for this week is simplify your life and your business. And one of the strategies that we talk about that every year is the 12-week year. And notes you sent me over were actually very much about looking at things in a 12-week year format. Vinny, why for you, the simplification of your business, how is that giving you so much more life and much more time?
It's the best thing anybody could do. The thing happens, we write a lot of dissertation, I say, or thesis, and we say, I want to do these goals I want to accomplish, and it's 10 pages long, and we never get to see it. We never see and give feedback. I believe in compressing everything. So if your whole year goals, what will happen if you crushed it in 12 weeks? 12 months, convert them into 12 weeks. Now the sense of urgency is at the utmost. It is fabulous. And you're just saying, what if we did this? What if we did that? And then respectfully share that vision with your team, with your every part of your organization. Hey, guess what? It may be a little bit bigger goal. It's called BHAG, big, audacious, hairy goal or something in Built to Last book, I remember. It's good to extend yourself, but the key thing is by compressing it in 12 weeks, it's much easier to really focus on each week for 12 weeks than a whole year.
I like it. So you just talked about not only compressing time, but you actually talked about why it's important for a sense of urgency to be important for entrepreneurs. So before we jump into the rest of this, why is a sense of urgency necessary for entrepreneurs who want to be successful? What are things happen when you don't have a sense of urgency?
You know what? The time just doesn't stop for anybody. Time doesn't stop. Clock is ticking. If we don't accomplish major goals today, for today, then it's gone. And we should be passionate to do that 80-20 principle, we have talked about it, Pareto principle, and everybody knows that. The key thing is to concentrate on the biggest activities to get. These are only 20% of the time, usually, which bring 80% of the result, or 30% of the time and 70% of the result. But you got to be focused in one or two things a day. What? Not 15 things, because you cannot. There's no way possible you could accomplish all 15. But out of the 15, which ones are number one, two, three? Let's take care of those A's, and the B's and C's we can handle tomorrow.
I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs. When I say a lot, it's almost like 400 entrepreneurs every single month. And I
Wow.
see often they're setting goals and not hitting them. So they set a goal and they don't hit it. They set a goal and they don't hit it. They set a
Yeah.
goal and they don't hit it. Everybody
Yeah.
says they want to earn $10,000 a month. And they set this goal, and the month
Yeah.
goes by, the whole month goes by, and they haven't hit the goal. And they set the same exact goal next month. And this sense of urgency
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be there all the time throughout their week. Why would an entrepreneur who wants to set a $10,000 goal not make 10, 20 calls every single day of the month? Why, Vinny, why do people do this?
Hold on. You just hit the nail on the head, brother. Serving people, serving clients, talking to your top people, selling more of the same services to your people who are already in your circle, expanding. The key thing is many times distractions take over. Distractions, the urgencies, because something didn't go right and things like that. We just need to put the distractions outside the door of the office, literally. Vinny, how can you do it? The only way you could do it, if you are distracted 1 hour a day, you say, okay, I'll take care of that. But the miracle morning in the morning, you got to go full blast on talking to your serving people. What are you doing with your product or service today? The only thing which really boils down in revenue is presentations, talking on the phone, and following up with your clients.
Vinny, preach, man. I just got off the phone with my sales manager who does all of our technology, but he's also managing the sales team now and managing our
Yes.
coaches and managing our leaders. And he's saying to me, he says, it seems like there's not enough people jumping on calls with people. He said, I think we dialed it down to this is the problem, is there's just not enough people jumping on calls with other people.
Hold on. And the big thing is not to just wait and say they're going to call you back. You got to reach them by phone, by text, by email, SMS, everything. But be polite, but also give them time. Hey, you might be really busy. You might be really involved in something really special. I need to talk to you because this is something exciting happening at our end. We got to be enthusiastic. We got to be positive, enthusiastic, with energy. You will bring people on the phone. Energy is, I know Sean Puri talked about it to my good friend. He's my wife's nephew. Sean Puri, very big, personality in USA. He talks about energy. He tweeted the other day, and I replied back. I say, brother, that's the key. The key is energy, the positive, the enthusiasm, the focus, the passion. If your voice is not really showing the energy and enthusiasm, you won't accomplish much. You won't. And when you get somebody on the, you got to be prepared. Nobody's business to give them the best of the best in those 4 seconds or 7 or 10 seconds so that it intrigues them. How do we get it? How can we hook them? We talk about the benefits right away. What will it mean to them if they are able to speak to us and look at what we got to offer? We got to hook them right there. And then you go a little bit, by the way, do we have 10 minutes or 8 minutes so that I can really go over the benefits which will really change your life? We are talking to the clients, right? We are talking to our prospects and so forth like that.
It's for everybody who's just jumping in. We are talking with Vinny Chopra, the billionaire Vinny Chopra, came to the country with $7, raised $280 million, purchased $1.6 billion worth of real estate, has sold a lot of real estate over the past 5 years, now investing in RELs. And the topic today is Wealth Principle 46, Simplify Your Business. Getting back into it, Vinny, how do we implement this 12-week year? In the notes you sent me, it said plan your week in advance, score your execution daily, and review your progress. But I want to go a little deeper into how this happens. So why is measuring your execution so important to implementation?
Oh my
I
gosh.
know you're
Oh
an
my
engineer. I know
gosh.
your brain thinks like
Yeah.
engineering. So why are we measuring execution so important? Why is that so relevant?
That's the reason. Remember, you mentioned about that some entrepreneurs, you talked to so many, 700 of them, and they are not accomplishing the monthly goal. Why is that? It's because they don't give feedback every day. You got to look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and say, what did I do with the 10 hours today? What happened? Did I accomplish what I set out to do in the morning? 3 goals. If we didn't, why we did not? So feedback is so important, being really actual in real time, giving feedback and be critical of ourselves and our team and hold the responsible people accountable. See, delegation is easy to give. Okay, I gave delegation this task, that task to so and then you zap them. I read that many years back. You give delegation, you don't really keep them accountable daily, weekly. Then after the end of the month, you zap them, you shock them, you give them electricity, and they say, "What's this about? This my boss. He doesn't really ask me things during the week or during few days." All those KPIs are so important, the critical factors parts of the business. You got to make sure that everything is recorded. Feedback is given. How many calls? How many demos? What did they say? And how can they get better in handling the phone calls? The thing is, if the trained people are not doing their job, we need to replace them. Secondly, maybe they're doing small things wrong. So we as leaders need to figure out what course they need to attend, what training they need to be given, what enthusiasm or energy you need to project and give them correct feedback, constructive feedback. Hey, I like you as a person and everything. But this is where I think you might change a little bit, which might bring more results.
So true. Measure your and execute because it's feedback that allows you to actually reach your goals. And what Vinny just
Yes.
shared was we're doing Wealth Principle 46, simplify your business and your life. And this concept of execution and then reviewing your results, doing it daily instead of
Yeah.
monthly. Oh, I didn't hit because that's a lagging KPI. Like how much you made in a month is
Yeah.
a lagging KPI. What Vinny's talking
Hmm.
about is leading KPIs. Did I
Yeah.
get on X amount of calls today? Did I get on X
Hmm.
amount of calls this hour? And how do I improve what's happening? So measuring your execution. The next one is create accountability by sharing goals and progress with others.
Ah,
Why is accountability
ah,
necessary for simplifying our business and our lives? What? Because
poor-
I can think of in my life, Vinny, if I
yeah.
don't tell Dorina I'm cutting out my calendar, I'm putting the right people on my calls, then people just jump on my calendar. And before you know it, I go through the week
Hmm.
and I'm like, what? I got nothing done. I just talked to a bunch of people, but I don't feel like anything moved. How can we create accountability? And why is accountability and
Oh,
goals so important?
I'm so glad what you're saying, Bo, my other partner, Vinny and Bo show, which we do tomorrow. That's what we talked about last week. The thing is, you got to be so envious of your time. You got to be totally envious of your time because you got only few hours to spend with people. If you are able to get people in your calendar, on your calendar, where they are not motivated, they're not excited, and they don't know if your service is the right service for them, then we need not have them. So by taking them to different landing pages and questionnaires, you could find out what's on their mind, what's their history, why are they meeting you, what's the purpose.
I love this.
See,
Vinny, I just recently
oh,
added a $500 paywall to my callgualter.com link because
mhm,
people were using it. People were just like booking calls. And Dorina said, you got to stop this. So we were canceling all the
totally.
calls. And
Yeah,
I told her, I said, you know what? I'm going to go put $500 as the paywall. And as soon as
sure.
I did that, Vinny, man, I got
It
a lot
cut
of
down.
texts. People were like, hey, man,
Yes.
the link says $500. It says, yeah, use the link.
Yeah. I love it. I love
Otherwise, we're
it.
not getting on a call.
That will free you up, brother. And then you will look at your database of 9,000 people. And then you look at, okay, who are the ones active? See, I sent SMS messages to 25 people who came into, and they've been looking at a lot of my things and everything, and they're ready to be closed. So Vinny is taking charge. I said, for the academy, and I signed up 2 people just just
Vinny
just by
jumped on the call.
talking.
Let's go.
Yeah, 10,000, 10,000, 20,000. That was a pretty good day yesterday. But the key thing is you got to be really envious of your time, because if you are not, nobody will care. If you get everybody on your calendar, they think that you're not important. I don't know, maybe.
No,
But
it's
the thing
the
is, you
exact truth.
got, yeah,
They feel like your time's devalued, and it's not even just that. It's that you could talk to. I remember
yeah,
3 months ago, I went and I called, I scheduled calls, I spoke all over the United States, the East Coast, and
yeah,
I had
yeah.
300 calls with 150 people, and some of those people were on two, three, five
Wow.
times. And after all of it, Dorina asked me, she said, what did you make? And I said, I got a lot of great information. I
Hmm.
know who's in our rooms, and it taught me like what products to sell going forward. But the question of what did you make made me really realize, like, I would say 50% of the people I spoke to, I never had to get onto that second call, but I did it anyway. And that was an awareness I needed to
Ah,
go back and look. And then the other 50% that I did get on a second call with that needed to go to the next level, I didn't have a path to take them down. And so I scheduled 2 or 3 more calls, but I didn't have a CTA, I didn't have a product. I was just drawing the relationship along. And so that made me go and build a product for that type of person.
I see, I see, I see. Now, let me also say something with the easy thing to do. If you delegate it, right?
And
And
you're just
people
talking about
say,
delegating. Yes.
have 4 questions, 4 questionnaires, and then at the end of those who take time to fill out the questionnaires, they are probably sincere, but then you send them to your already recorded video. See, you don't need to be talking to everybody. Many times I find it's the same answer for lots of things. So I just send them to the videos. Hey, watch this. If there is interest, the avatar, you got to be really clear about your avatar. My avatar is accredited investors who have 100,000, blah, 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 or 200 or 500, a million. Those are my passive investors, which I'm not buying anything. We are getting ready to now. Multifamily, the interest rates are going to come down. The economy is going to pits. Look at stock market, everything. So they got to take some action. That's going to spur up multifamily again. But you got to be in the field. I always say that, to hit the ball. So that's what I taught yesterday. We did some case studies in the coaching, in my mentoring sessions, every Wednesday I do. And we had great show, 1.5 hours recording. And we looked at few things in San Francisco, in Alabama, Huntsville, Nashville, multifamily, where it will be great opportunities with seller financing. We are still looking at seller financing. We looked at one deal, 2.99 seller financing.
I knew
If
I
they
should have been
want
on
the
the call last
price,
night. I knew it. I was babysitting Emerson. I wasn't babysitting. I was spending time with my son. And I was just like, I could go jump on that call right now. And I should have. I really should have. Thank you, Vinny. Thanks for the reminder.
no worries, brother, no worries. The key
All right.
thing
So
is you got to be ready when the opportunity hits your door. Knock the door. When the opportunity, success is knocking on the door, you open the door. Let it come in. Let it come in. Soak in. RALs are beautiful, but multifamily is where everybody's paid a lot of money. And a lot of people were crushed in the interest rates hikes and everything. It's going to change the scope again. 2025 and 26 would be possibly the best years again, like the 2008, 9, and 10 were when I started in the business, like this 16, 17 years back. See? So it's good to be looking at market cycles, look to where the growth is coming in USA. See, you got to be thinking about three emerging markets right now and talking to brokers. If you are looking into 10 units, 15 units, 20 units, 30 units, now is the time to find out who is out there playing. And then you talk to them, hey, what's in the mill? And are there any retired owners, or they just passed away and their family does not want to keep the asset? So deals will be coming.
This is Abundance Thursdays with myself, Gualter and Amarello, and the great Vinney Smile Chopra. We just reviewed time blocking for the most important work, which is submitting offers, doing your research, taking regular breaks in between the 12-week cycle to get yourself readjusted, simplifying your systems and processes to save more time, focus on developing new key skills, which is researching masterminds, getting into new markets, create routines and habits that support your most important work, which again, as a real estate investor, is either raising capital or finding deals, and regularly review and prune your commitments, projects, and activities, or in our case, calls. So this is wonderful notes. I may drop the show notes into the comments so that everybody has access to them. Vinny, before we jump off, any tips? I have another call with one of our coaches in just a second. So what tips for real estate investors who want to get access to more information, more knowledge about multifamily, syndication? What is the easiest way for somebody to get in touch and start filling out forms in your funnel?
Totally. I have only two funnels out there, vinnychopra.com, mentorship funnel, which I'm taking people to new heights in coaching them weekly and group coaching, or they could get my course for only $9.97. I give everything my heart out with 172 lectures, modules, and attachments on silver platter. Or I just reduced my 100,000 one-on-one coaching to 50,000. I said the economy is tough, so that's okay. But then that's another one, brother. But then the key thing is learn from me or invest with me. I'm not buying anything right now, but I'm getting ready to.
So you can go to vinnychopra.com. Another place you can learn more about Vinny is Facebook. He responds on Facebook and on Instagram. And one more thing is, Darina's asking me to remind everybody, this year, the summit is October 18th to the 20th. We got some special stuff that Vinny is sending out for us.
Yes.
You can get your tickets. Go to summit.alchemistnation.com. Get your tickets now so that Darina is happy with you. And this call has been a lot of fun for me. I'm actually going to review this because 12-week year is the book of the week this week. So I'll be reading it over today and tomorrow. So we do this every call, Abundance Thursdays, on Thursdays at 9 a.m. PST, 12 p.m. EST. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week, guys.
Hey there! The upcoming episode is scheduled for Thursday. We appreciate your viewership of the Abundance Mindset Show. Tune in every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 12 p.m. Eastern on various social media platforms hosted by Vinny Chopra and Gualter and Amarello. Don't forget to subscribe, share your comments, and leave a 5-star review. Thank you for your support.